Plastics and resins move the world. Everything from water bottles to automotive parts to industrial equipment casings starts as raw resin pellets shipped across the continent. But how do you move millions of pounds of plastic efficiently by rail? The answer lies in understanding railcar types, loading requirements, and the logistics that connect chemical plants to manufacturers. In this video, we're breaking down exactly how rail handles plastics and resins, and why it's one of the most cost-effective ways to move them. Plastics and resins come in two main forms when shipped by rail: pellets and liquids. Pellets, tiny nurdles used to make everything from pipes to packaging, typically ship in covered hoppers, the same cars that move grain or sand. Liquid resins and polymers move in specialized tank cars with interior linings that prevent chemical reactions. The choice depends on the material's properties, the origin and destination, and the receiver's equipment. A resin processor in the Midwest might need weekly shipments of pellets from the Gulf Coast, while a specialty manufacturer might receive liquid polyester in monthly truckloads consolidated into rail shipments. The covered hopper is the workhorse for resin pellets. These cars hold 100 to 130 tons and feature multiple compartments, usually 3 to 5, so one car can carry different grades of resin without cross-contamination. They're equipped with gravity discharge from the bottom, which works perfectly for pellets. Load from the top at the origin, discharge from below at the destination. Cost per ton is significantly lower than truck because you're moving 100 plus tons in a single car. A shipment from Houston to Chicago that would require 5 or 6 trucks fits into 1 or 2 rail cars. Tank cars for liquid resins are precision equipment. The interior lining, epoxy, stainless steel, or specialized polymers depends on the chemical being shipped. A polyester resin needs different protection than a polyol or a specialty thermoplastic. Tank cars hold 20,000 to 33,000 gallons, roughly equivalent to 60 to 90 tons depending on the resin's density. They're equipped with top and bottom connections, heating systems for viscous materials, and safety protocols for temperature-sensitive shipments. A single tank car moving liquid resin from a Gulf Coast refinery to an automotive supplier in Michigan is far more economical than trucking it in multiple loads. Loading and unloading plastics by rail requires specific equipment and preparation. For pellets in covered hoppers, the origin facility needs a hopper or conveyor system to load from the top. At the destination, the receiver needs either a ground-level unloading pit or a mobile pneumatic discharge system that attaches to the car's underside. For liquids, both origin and destination need compatible pump and hose connections, atmospheric or pressurized depending on the resin's volatility. Mismatched equipment is costly. Demurrage charges pile up fast if a car sits waiting for the right unloading setup. Planning the logistics chain before the car arrives is essential. The 6 Class 1 railroads handle plastics routing across North America: BNSF, Union Pacific, CSX, Norfolk Southern, Canadian National, and Canadian Pacific Kansas City, formed when Kansas City Southern merged into Canadian Pacific in December 2023. Each railroad specializes in different corridors. Union Pacific dominates west to Midwest routes. BNSF covers the Southwest to Midwest and Pacific Northwest. CSX and Norfolk Southern split the eastern network. For resin shipments crossing multiple railroads, say from Louisiana to the upper Midwest, your logistics provider coordinates handoffs at major interchange points. A single resin shipment might ride 2 or 3 different Class 1 carriers before reaching its destination. Cost factors for resin shipments by rail include distance, car type, loading, unloading complexity, and timing. Covered hopper rates typically run between $1,200 and $2,500 per car, depending on the route and the railroad's fuel surcharge. Tank car rates are higher, $3,000 to $5,000 per car, because of specialized equipment and safety requirements. Accessorial charges add up too: switching fees at yards, demurrage if the car sits idle beyond free time, and special handling for hazmat resins. A 1,000-mile resin shipment from the Gulf Coast to Chicago might cost $2,000 to $3,000 by rail versus $4,000 to $6,000 or more by truck. which is why shippers consolidate smaller shipments into rail loads whenever possible. If you're shipping plastics or resins, rail is a game-changing option, but only if you plan the logistics right. You need to know which railcar type fits your material, understand loading and unloading requirements at both ends, and coordinate with a partner who understands rail operations across 6 Class 1 carriers. That's where Steel Wheel Logistics comes in. We help manufacturers, distributors, and plastics producers design rail shipping strategies that cut costs and improve reliability. Visit steelwheellogistics.com to learn how to move your resins and plastics more efficiently by rail.